Do you have a hard time getting things straight in your schedule? Or do you ever feel like you're doing too many things and there's not enough room for anything you actually want to do? Or are you not motivated to do anything productive? All of these are symptoms of the same cause: poor organizing and prioritizing. There are a lot of good ways to organize your stuff, but only a few good ways to organize your life. I'm Miss Bailey, I'm a guidance counselor, and today we're going to talk about how to organize and prioritize your life. I've never met a single person who is really good at this stuff. Everyone needs good tools to learn how to organize and prioritize their lives, and in order to use these tools, you need to know your values and priorities. There are a few simple ways to do that. Values. What's really important in your life? How do you actually know what's important? Well, actually, after all of our basic needs are met, studies have shown that there are only 4 things we need to prioritize in order to be truly happy. We're going to call these big rock values. Relationships. Anyone with a significant relationship to you, whether that's your best friend, your mom, your dog, in order to be truly happy, this needs to be priority 1. If you're a religious person, this also includes religion or faith. The second thing you need in order to be happy is your health. If you don't prioritize your health with exercise, healthy eating, and other good habits, then you won't be as happy. The third thing we need to prioritize is a fulfilling career or an engaging school life. If we don't have a fulfilling career or engaging school life, we are less happy. And the fourth priority that you need to make time for in your life in order to be happy is probably pretty surprising, and that's helping others. Yes, really. So prioritizing these 4 things, first relationships, then health, then a fulfilling career or school life, and then helping others, will make you more happy. Everything else might be important to you, but it won't make you happier. But those things are still important, so we're still going to look at that list of priorities. But let's talk about the big priorities as big rocks in a mason jar. You may have heard this illustration before. It's called the jar of life. If you put 4 big rocks in a mason jar, the mason jar might look full. But there are actually lots of nooks and crannies in between where you can fit pebbles. And your pebbles are your other priorities. Your other priorities might be hobbies or talents, homework, chores. So make a list of all the things in your life that take up time that aren't relationships, health, career or school, or helping others. A person I really respect once said that everybody's path in life will narrow. You either choose how it narrows or it will narrow for you. So we're going to try to choose how our path narrows by limiting our priorities and scheduling them ahead of time. Now, a way to figure out what's a real priority and what isn't is the KonMari method. So she asks 2 questions and I'm going to ask a third. Is it necessary? Does it spark joy? And my question, would it help somebody else? Let me explain. Let's look at 3 possible priorities: homework, parkour, and dog poop. Is homework necessary? Yes. It's not a big rock because you can not do it and still be happy. But it's an important pebble, and if you don't do it, your life path will be limited for you through marks or through lost knowledge and understanding. So that stays on. Next, parkour. Is parkour necessary to your life? Probably not. It could conceivably be part of your big health rock, but doesn't have to be. And unless you're going to get a parkour scholarship to a big university or become the next best action star, it's not really going to impact your life if you drop it. But you might really enjoy parkour. In that case, it sparks joy, and you should keep it. There's a second level of evaluation here, though. Is parkour taking up too much of your time even though you enjoy it? Maybe parkour is taking up your whole weekend and you don't have time for other priorities on your list. Maybe you're doing a mad flip skills class on Saturday morning when there's something else that you could be doing instead. If a priority on this list, even if it is necessary or it sparks joy, is taking up time that should be set aside for your big 4 rocks, then you should eliminate it or minimize it. Try to maximize enjoyment without compromising relationship, health, career or school, or helping others. Finally, dog poop. Is it necessary to pick up dog poop? For all intents and purposes, no. It's organic. It will dissolve into the ground. Does it spark joy to pick up dog poop? Oh, likely not. But would it help somebody else to pick up dog poop? As somebody who's personally stepped in dog poop before that somebody did not pick up, yes, it would help somebody else if you picked up dog poop. Now I want you to go through everything on your priorities list and ask yourself, is it necessary, does it spark joy, or would it help somebody else? If no to all of these questions, remove it. Finally, we want to schedule everything. Schedule everything. You're going to add your big values rocks first, because if you have a mason jar and you add in a bunch of pebbles, there won't be room for you to add in 4 big rocks. So we take our Google Calendar or another effective tool and we put in our big values first. Next, we want to put in all of our remaining priorities. I have a tool for you to do that. It's called the Eisenhower Principle. Make a chart with 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1 is urgent and important. Quadrant 2 is not urgent but important. Quadrant 3 is urgent but not important. And Quadrant 4, where we really don't want anything, is not urgent and not important. Place all your Pebble priorities into those 4 quadrants. Now, the trick is schedule the priorities that are not urgent but are important first. These are going to be your favorite priorities and the ones that are likely the least stressful. You're going to want to leave room each day for the urgent tasks, especially the urgent important ones. But if you get into the practice of scheduling your important but not urgent tasks, fewer and fewer tasks that are important will be urgent. Bottom line, if you don't decide your priorities and schedule them accordingly, possibly with help from the Jar of Life Rocks or the KonMari method or the Eisenhower Principle, then your priorities will be decided for you as certain things become more and more urgent and push out other more important and more necessary things to your happiness and success. Also, if you don't schedule your priorities into an actual schedule, most of us lose track of time. Losing track of time wastes time, and again, your priorities will be decided for you as unscheduled priorities sneak in. That's why we need tools to help us. Besides the KonMari method, the Rocks of Life, and the Eisenhower Principle, there are a few tools that I've personally found effective for task management and time management. The first one is Kanban, or the wall of everything. There's a link below explaining the Kanban board in detail, but basically it's a board that sorts your tasks into to do, currently doing, and complete. You can put a physical board on your wall in your bedroom, or you can use the Lean Kit app, which is in the links below, but it just allows you to visualize everything you have going on all at once. The second tool I found personally effective is the bullet journal. There's a huge craze going on with bullet journals right now. It's because they're really effective. It uses a dot matrix agenda with a table of contents, and it makes it highly structured but also flexible. As a naturally disorganized person, this particular tool is golden. So if you want to learn more about bullet journals, there's a few links below for tips and tricks and an explanation. Finally, the Pomodoro technique, or time management for dummies, like me. The Pomodoro technique is a strategy that makes you set a timer for a specific task and set timers for breaks in between. So now you know how to set and schedule your priorities, and you have the tools to do it. The fourth big rock priority of helping others can be a tricky one. So tune in next week for when I talk about volunteering and philanthropy. And if you know how to organize your stuff, but the whole planning thing isn't working for you, then take a look at my video on how to plan anything. Thanks for watching.